Hello and welcome to this video presentation where in the next 20 minutes I will explain to you this diagram, this very powerful and practical diagram that explains to you how you can achieve financial freedom, how you can achieve financial abundance for yourself and for your family. So basically it starts with step number one, and this is where you are most likely. You're a worker, you're an employee. So from step number one you have to strive to get to step number two, which is where you discover your passion and where you determine your talent. Passion is simply a field of inquiry. So passion is not something that you do. So passion is a noun. Passion is a topic, like fashion, computers, cars, jewelry. So that's passion. Talent is something that you do. Talent is a verb. So it can be writing, selling, teaching, analyzing, or motivating people, or public speaking. That's talent. So from number one you have to get to number two, where you discover your passion and you determine your talent. And then from number two you have to use what I call a new product process, which I'll teach you in a separate video. Using this new product process, you can use your passion and talent to create a solution. Once you have a solution, it's like having a football in your hands. Then you can play the game of football. And this is like the football field. Once you have a solution, or the football, you can try to figure out a way to cross the football field in order to make a touchdown. So basically you notice here that people who have a solution, the free agents, they are standing right at the edge between the left hand side and the right hand side. The right hand side over here is where people play the game of capitalism. And when you have a solution, trust me, you will be naturally motivated to play the game of capitalism. But if you're an employee, if you're a worker, usually you are not motivated to learn about capitalism. In fact, there are some people who even have false notions about capitalism, and they think that capitalism is bad, they think that business is bad, they think that making money is bad, they think that profit maximization is bad. And it makes sense that they have such moral judgments because they want to justify their being and remaining a worker. You have to understand and realize that the workers here, they live in a kind of bubble, right? They are not really aware of their potential, and their potential lies outside of that circle, outside of that bubble. So that's why it's not easy sometimes for workers to go beyond their bubble, beyond their belief system, and go to step number two. They prefer to stay in that bubble, and the tragedy is that they are completely ignoring all their financial potential here. They could be making so much money, but because they hang on to their belief system, they believe that whatever they know is right, and they don't want to learn from other people. Because of that narrow-minded attitude, they stay in that worker bubble. They won't even do anything to develop their passion or their talent. They know that they have a passion. They know that they have a talent. They know that, but they deny it, and they refuse to believe that their passion and talent can help them make money. So they stay within their job, and they just do their job. And in the past there was nothing wrong with that, but now more and more with the internet and with the new digital technologies, you can be super empowered to go to the right hand side. So why not go to the right hand side now that it's more feasible, now that it's more achievable, right? So that's one of the main messages I want to send to people, to employees out there, to workers out there. There is so much out there for you to do. Don't just restrict your life, because a career or a job is what you do for the rest of your life. Don't just restrict it to that little small tiny bubble. You got to go outside. You got to explore the universe, right? And the way to explore the universe in a systematic manner that will lead you to financial freedom is to go about it step by step. So where was I? Yeah, I was there. You creating a solution with the new product process, and once you have a solution, you become a free agent. A free agent means somebody who is free to explore the marketplace here. But it's the marketplace is a vague, abstract word. It's just too big anyway. So what you want to do is that you want to identify a particular market that wants your solution. And once you've identified that market of homogeneous buyers, and you create marketing campaigns to reach that market, that's when you become an entrepreneur. So you've graduated from being a freelancer to becoming an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is simply somebody who has a solution and who has a market. So he has captured that market, and now he's communicating with that market. He's trying to convince that market to buy his solution, but he doesn't have to do a lot of convincing or a lot of selling, because his solution really fits the market. The market is desperate for this solution, so the market will go for that solution. So the solution is priced in a way that is simply irresistible, and that market will take the bait, let's say, will go to get that solution. So the sales cycle is likely to be very short. In other words, it won't take a lot of time and effort to sell to people in that market. And that's number 4. The next step is you want to become the CEO. The CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. And the CEO is like a military commander, whereas the entrepreneur is like a warrior, right? So the CEO has to be more systematic, more disciplined, and he creates and runs an entire business system, right? The entrepreneur doesn't necessarily have a business system. He has a marketing system because he can reach a market, but he doesn't have a business system. Marketing is one process out of 3. The business system consists of 3 processes: marketing, selling, and production. So the CEO is ultimately where you want to be. But you can't go from number 1 to number 5 in one jump, right? In one step. You have to go to number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And I think that's the genius, not to be arrogant, but that's the genius of this diagram. This diagram shows you stuff, and in future videos I will explain all of the details here. This diagram shows you a kind of strategic education that you're never ever going to get from any book out there and any school, college, or university out there. It is not in their interest to give you strategic knowledge quickly and cheaply. MBA programs, for example, will charge you tens of thousands of dollars, and it will take you at least 2 years full-time to get an MBA degree. And I guarantee you that MBA programs do not teach you this methodology, which took me 20 years to create. 20 years of my life to create this diagram. I don't mean the graphics, I mean the logic behind this diagram, the methodology behind this diagram. And this is something that I'm selling to MBA programs. I'm selling to business schools right now. So MBA programs will teach you, how to become a worker and then a manager. So you have an MBA, you can be a manager, but you know what? You're still going to be managing somebody else's business. It's not your business, right? You're going to go upward, but you're never, ever, ever going to play in the right hand side here. You're not going to play the game of capitalism, even though you have an MBA, which to me is ironic. You're a master of business administration and you don't own your own business, which is really strange. So that's what I'm telling you. Now more and more MBA programs will have an entrepreneurship option, but even within that entrepreneurship option, I'm not even sure they teach what I'm teaching you here. And even if they did teach it, it will take you 2 to 5 years to get an MBA and tens of thousands of dollars. I'm giving you this video for free. In these 20 minutes, you're going to learn stuff that even MBA people do not know. It's really, really concentrated knowledge. So that's why I recommend that you share this video with your friends and family and talk about it. And you can also, at the end, I'm going to give you more details on how you can spend only $30 and you will get a DVD that has 6 hours explaining how this diagram works. So you can go from step number 1 all the way to step number 5. You can become a real CEO. And when you invest $30 in yourself and you get that home study 60-minute DVD, you will have access to me by email for free, unlimited, for a whole year. You can send me all your questions. I will answer all your questions. Why am I doing this? It's because I want to empower you. I want to educate you. Education and business and marketing, they are my passions, right? To me, it's not work. I love to play in that space where I help people to become financially aware, financially autonomous, and financially free. I want you to go from number 1 to number 5. I want this so much that I'm thinking about it all the time. I'm always thinking about how can I help people go from number 1 to number 5. And the reason why I'm so passionate about it and even obsessed about it is that I see so many people who are trapped, friends and family who are trapped in number 1. They just can't imagine the world outside of this bubble called number 1. they are completely ignoring their potential, their talent, their passion. They do have passion, they do have talent, I guarantee you that, but they completely ignore, what's going on outside of their job. Every day, they do their job, they go home, they have supper, they sleep, and then they go back to doing their job. I mean, that's a horrible life when you think about it. That's like the life of a slave, To me, it's like this life of a slave. You are working for somebody else. 9 to 5, you are somebody else's slave. Now it doesn't mean that a job is bad, because, for example, if you've just graduated from university, a job is pretty good, right? You do what they tell you to do and you get the money. But you can't stay in a job more than 10 years or 20 years. You've got to go out on your own. You've got to become a financial adult. You can't depend on the employer all the time, right? So this map shows you how to go from number 1 to number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. One thing is for sure, you're never going to get financial freedom from a job. If you want financial freedom and financial security for yourself and for your family, you have to master this map. You have to go all the way to number 5. Now, I know many people, when they look at this big map, they might have this feeling, they might tell me, Peter, this sounds very complicated. But that's why I put these numbers. You don't have to tackle all of these challenges. You don't have to learn all of this, even though eventually you will learn all of this. You can do all of it, but step by step. It's like the old joke, how do you eat an elephant? Well, you eat an elephant, you cut up the elephant and you eat the elephant one bite at a time. So in the same manner, this diagram shows you the whole methodology, how you're going to achieve financial freedom. But you do it step by step. You realize where you are right now. You're in this bubble, the worker bubble. You go to number 2. In other words, you discover your passion, you determine your talent, and then you use your creativity. Your creativity is infinite. In the 6-hour DVD, I give you a lot of creativity techniques that I've learned in the last 20 years from Dr. Edward de Bono, the ultimate authority on teaching people to be creative. And then you use your creativity to create a solution. And once you have a solution, you find a market. And once you have a market, you create and design your business system to run it. And you can even hire MBA people or managers to run your business system. And once your business system is up and running and is proven to be successful, is proven to be effective in making money and profits, you can franchise it, you can license your system, or you can train other people, and you can create branches for your business system. And that's how you expand. So by the time you get here, you're already rich. You're already CEO of your business corporation. By the way, when you look at this diagram, it's separated into 2 sections, right? The first section on the left-hand side is called the Ideal Career Framework. The section on the right-hand side is called the Business Model Workout. And these workshops have been taught since 2005. I've been teaching these 2 workshops to hundreds of people, and mostly the Ideal Career Framework over here, where I talk about passion, talent, values, and your creativity and solution. This was taught in 2009 at McGill University to about 100 management students, and the purpose of this workshop, which at the time was called Jumpstart Your Career, was to help students to figure out their passion and their talent. Because the problem was that a lot of students would say, well, my passion is traveling or my passion is theater, but they couldn't discover the talent and they couldn't create a solution from their passion, and therefore they feel obligated to get a job in accounting or a job in finance, even though accounting and finance were not their passion. So the purpose of this workshop at the university at McGill was to help young people become aware of their passion and their talent, and also to become creative. And at the time, I couldn't teach students about this side because, like I said, unless you have a solution, this side, the business side, the capitalism side, just doesn't matter. You just don't have a solution. You don't have the football to play in the football field here, right? But this BMW workshop, business model workout workshop, was given to hundreds of entrepreneurs because most of them have a solution and they're ready to discover or find a market that wants that solution, and they're ready to create a business system. So this workshop, BMW workshop, was very popular with entrepreneurs because it explained to them for the first time how to create a business system. So it's not about, attending a 12-week entrepreneurship program where they learn about this and that and, how to incorporate and how to do the business plans. No, it's really about a business system that will help them to make money. And in that business system, we taught people how to do the marketing, in other words, how to generate leads, how to do the selling, in other words, how to convert those leads into actual customers, and finally the production or delivery, how to serve and satisfy your customers so that they come back. They come back, and when they come back, of course, you don't have to do marketing and selling. They are satisfied, so they come back, and that's how you create a virtuous cycle for your business. That's how you create wealth in a super fast manner. So the left-hand side here is really more about introspection. You've got to go within. You've got to go within to discover your passion and determine talent. If you don't go within and discover your passion and openly declare your passion to the world and learn it and read about it, then I don't think you can create a solution. A solution can only be created from your passion. A solution cannot usually be created from just your education or skills. You need creativity, you need talent, you need passion to create a solution. When you look at all the people out there, the big entrepreneurs who have succeeded, they were all passionate about what they were doing. They were not just somebody who got fed up with their corporate job and decided to go, create a solution. You can't go from number 1 to number 3. You've got to go to your passion. What is your passion? Is it investing? Is it finance? Is it public speaking? Is it creating workshops? What is it? You've got to discover your passion and then determine your talent. Your talent is really your natural edge. It's something that you do better than other people, and therefore you should base your business on your talent. This is so important that I have to repeat it again, because so many entrepreneurs I'm meeting, they are operating in complete ignorance of their talent, and therefore they just don't have an edge here, right? You can have a business system, but if it's not running and it's not leveraging your talent, then you don't have a sustainable competitive advantage. So if your talent is writing, then make sure that your business system will utilize your writing talent as much as possible. If your talent is selling, well, make sure that you're meeting a lot of people and you're selling most of the time. If your talent is teaching, well, make sure you're on YouTube and you're creating tons and tons of videos that will teach people. Or you can teach also by using a teleconference service like freeconferencecall.com. If your talent is analyzing, well, make sure that you receive a lot of data from your clients that you can analyze for them, and then you can charge them a good price. So that's why talent is so important. We grew up in a culture where you don't need talent. All you need to do is go to university and pick up a few skills and get a degree, and then you apply for a job in a big corporation. But that's the old economy. The new economy is all about talent. If you don't have talent, you're not going to last long, because the people in India and China, they are going to take your job away from you, right? It's not enough to be an engineer. You've got to be a talented engineer. And if engineering is not your talent, forget it. Go do something else. Go do your passion. So this is really important. This left-hand side, a lot of people are excited about this right-hand side because that's where you make money, right? That's where you become a prestigious CEO. But that comes later. You've got to go within. So the left-hand side is more about introspection. You've got to be honest with yourself. And the way to be honest with yourself is to try to convince your friends and family that your passion is really your passion. Or ask yourself a few validation questions like, how many magazines and books are you reading about your passion? Because if you're not reading about it every week, it is simply not your passion. Forget it. Or it might be your passion, but you're denying it. But, it's not your passion. I'm passionate about business. I read like hundreds of magazines and books every year, and I want to know everything about business. So business is my passion. My talent is writing. My talent is analyzing and teaching. So I have many talents, but I had to go really deep within and discover my passion, which is not always obvious. So this side is really about introspection. You got to go within. You got to go within, and this is not something that the employer that you have right now is going to help you with. Your employer is not a bad person, but they just want to exploit your labor and make more and more profits, and that's it. Your employer is absolutely not interested in helping you to find your talent, because once you found your talent, you might discover that it has nothing to do with your job, and you might quit your job. And of course, the employer is not going to shoot himself in the foot, right? So your employer, forget about it. Your boss, forget about it. They're not going to teach you how to find your talent or your passion. You've got to do it on your own. That's why, like, often the step going from step number 1 to step number 2 is very difficult, because people find that there are no resources out there. But that's why I'm there. That's why I created this website called idealcareer.org, and you can go to that website to get a lot of resources, a lot of videos, and you can write to me so I can help you to go from step number 1 to step number 2. Often it's very difficult, but when you talk to a guy like me who's been advising hundreds of people, it's fairly easy for me to help you to identify your passion. The question is, after you've identified your passion, are you going to do something about it? Are you going to subscribe to that magazine? Are you going to join that association where you're going to meet other people who are also passionate about the same topic? So, identifying your passion is not a difficult thing. It's what are you going to do after you know what your passion is. Same thing with your talent. After you know what your talent is, are you going to commit to a schedule where you're going to practice your talent? Because having talent is not enough. You've got to practice it. You've got to become an expert at your talent, right? So that's the left-hand side. The right-hand side is, in many ways, it's much more analytical than the left-hand side. Left-hand side, you have to talk to people, especially consultants like myself, who are going to help you discover your passion and talent. The right-hand side is more analytical. And the good news is that I'm creating currently a software company called Metasoft. And the mission of this software company is to create applications that will help people to automate everything that's going on in their business system. So, once you found your solution and your target market, I can help you to create a business system very quickly using my applications and my software and my artificial intelligence systems that will very quickly build your business system. But I can only help you on the right-hand side if you have a solution. If you don't have a solution, or if your solution is not good enough, forget it. You're never going to find a good market. So the solution has to be really good. And another service that I provide is what I call the new product process. I help people to go from number 2, where they know their passion and their talent, and to go to number 3, where they have an actual solution that they can go to the market and offer to their to the members of the target market. And in a separate video, I will talk about in detail about a case study that I actually did for my sister, and I helped her to create a video coaching solution. And now she's making a lot of money, and clients are chasing after her because I helped her to create that solution. So with that solution, she was able to begin the game of financial freedom. She can go out there in the marketplace and tell people, hey folks, I have this solution, do you want it or not? And she's beginning to refine her definition of her target market. So I was able to help her create that solution in 2 hours. So it's very easy for me to help people to create a solution. I did that a long time ago also with a friend of mine with whom I was in business. He was a designer. I helped him to create a visual design solution that we charged like $5,000 to $10,000 for. And that was a lot of money. We were the most expensive in Montreal, but we didn't mind. We could charge that kind of price for a simple logo because we had created a branding solution. So I'm an expert at creating solutions. You can trust me. I totally mastered the new product process. I can help you to package your passion and your talent and your creativity and your values into a solution so that you can start playing the game of capitalism, the game of business. Without a solution, like I said before, you would be stuck as an employee. So if you're an employee and you don't have a solution, well, this is where you're going to be for the rest of your life. So I'm basically your ticket to freedom, because I'm helping you to go to step number 2, where you know your passion and your talent, and I'm helping you to go to step number 3. And after that, it's not the end. I will help you, because I'm a marketing expert. I will help you to identify a market that fits your solution, a market that is quote unquote desperate for your solution, so that you will have very short sales cycles. In other words, you will sell very quickly. So I help you to go from number 3 to number 4, and I also help you to go from number 4 to number 5, because I will help you to create processes. And like I said, my Metasoft software company will help you to totally automate your business system, so that you have a well-functioning business system that works, that generates profits, and then you can franchise your business system, you can license it, or you can train other people to replicate part or all of your business system. So there are so many ways to leverage afterwards. But basically, I'm an expert at these 5 types of leverage: organizational, creative, economic, systemic, and financial. And I've been studying this map, for the last 20 years. In fact, this map is the result of my 20 years of really, really hard work, researching all this stuff. I had to read like 800 books in order to come up with this map. So you don't have to read these 800 books. You just have to invest $30 to get the DVD that I'm selling right now that contains over 6 hours of videos explaining this map, so that you can go from step number 1 all the way to step number 5 and achieve financial freedom. As you can see, I'm only asking for $30 during this special period, but this DVD will sell for $197 or about $200. So when you buy this DVD right now, you're going to save $170. And this is the best $30 that you will ever invest in yourself. And in fact, after you get this DVD, I give you the right to make copies and give it away. Not sell it, but give it away to your friends and family. And I give you this right because I just want this knowledge to be shared with as many people as possible. In a very funny way, my ideal career is to help you to achieve your ideal career. But I'm going beyond, ideal careering. I'm going to help you once you create the solution. I'm going to help you to create your financial abundance and your financial freedom. Because the great thing is that once you have a solution, you own that solution, right? It's yours. The copyright, the methodology, the techniques you're using, it's all yours, and you're ready to embark on the path of financial freedom. But when you're an employee, you don't own anything. You don't own the computer you're using. You don't own the procedures, the memos. Everything that you do as an employee automatically belongs to the employer. That's what you signed up for. You work, everything that you create, they own it. And the only thing you got is a little piece of paper called your paycheck. And you go home with that paycheck, and that's the only thing that you go home with. And I find that to be totally unfair, because nowadays workers are more and more creative, but everything that they create belongs to the employer. That's why it's not really a winning proposition in the long term. In the short term, it is a winning proposition, because if you've just graduated from university, you just apply for a job, and usually they will hire you because you finish university and you seem smart, so they hire you. But after 10 years of working for a corporation, you will be fed up. You will want to create your own solution and then go to the big marketplace. And today with LinkedIn and Facebook and all the online tools, it's easier than ever to reach markets, even markets overseas, right? So, you'd be crazy not to create your own solution. And I have all the techniques and the resources to help you to create your solution from your passion and your talent. So this is what I've been doing in the last 6 years, consulting and coaching and training my clients, to create that solution. Right now, as we speak, I have a client who just finished filming her conference, and she's creating a DVD that she's selling for about $100, and she's going to sell that DVD worldwide. So I'm actually helping a client right now to create a solution and then to market that solution, and she's going to become financially free within 2 years. And it's very exciting to her. It's very exciting to me to see that her potential is fully realized. So that's just one client. I have many other clients, but my point is that I have all the knowledge to help you. All you have to do is invest $30 to get that DVD, so that you have more than 6 hours of training videos showing you how this works. And you know what? It gets even better. When you buy this DVD for $30, you have access to me by email. And you can ask me all the questions that you want. I will answer all of your questions, and therefore there's not going to be a question that remains unanswered. You will know everything. You will know all my secrets, how I've been able to go from a worker in 2000, and then I became a freelancer, and then I became an entrepreneur, and now I'm a CEO of a software company and several other small businesses. And it's not difficult to become a CEO. You just have to know a few formulas, you have to know a few skills, and you hire people to do the work for you. So I've been able to go from passion to profit, and you can do the same thing. Really, this life is very short. Life is usually shorter than most people think, because when you think about it, people always die before their time, right? So not only is life very short, but life happens only once. You got only one life. Why spend your whole life working for somebody else when you have the passion, the talent, and the creativity to create a solution that will give you financial freedom? So think about it. I know that many of you are currently watching this video and you're wondering, you're scratching your head, is it possible for me to go from number 1 to number 5? And I'm telling you right now, it's possible. It is not only possible, but it becomes probable when you buy this DVD for only $30, the best $30 you will ever spend. You know, it's probable if you get in touch with me and you allow me to help you, because my ideal career is to help you to achieve your ideal career and your financial freedom. I mean, there's something about helping people become liberated that really excites me. I just don't understand why I'm so excited, to help people. I've been talking for about 30 minutes and I could go on for the next 2 hours, no problem, because I love talking about this. I love teaching people. That's why I'm offering the DVD for only $30, which is a joke really, because you're getting 20 years of my hard work, right? So get that DVD right now. Don't wait, so that you can start your amazing adventure toward financial freedom, so that you can go from step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can have the financial freedom and the financial abundance that you deserve. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your presence, and please share it with your friends and family so that you can discuss the ideas with them and learn together. And I look forward to talking to you more in my next video.